time's the charm. What is up, everybody? Welcome in. Ciao, ragazzi. What's cooking? Welcome into the Octonary Zone and the latest edition of the Black and White Take. Take two, I guess. Now, after I bleeped it up. It's what it is. I'm going to blame it on Ecamm. I'm going to say it's Ecamm's fault, but I forgot that we had something already. You get scheduled in, and sometimes you forget to, actually hit the button that says do it under that one that's pre-scheduled. Anyway, welcome in to everybody that's in the channel. Appreciate everybody. Sorry, everybody that's having to transfer over from the other stream. My bad. It's my fault. Whatever. We're working on it here, right? Anyway, I'm Justin Sofer, if you don't know, if you haven't been on the channel before. With me today, as sometimes, is my guy. I'm changing it from just, me not knowing, my ass from a hole in the ground. It is Dog Daddy Davide. I'm going to say Davide. We don't need to do Dog Daddy Davide. We don't need to
just even just Dave. I've said this before. Like, I will take any variation of my name. I'm pretty easy.
Yes, is Davide joining me as sometimes. That's what we'll say. Anyway, we're gonna get into some Juve talk. We're talking a little bit on the other stream that I completely messed up. Just talk about sports. This is a crazy sports summer right now, not just Juventus related, but all kinds of stuff here. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm not going to go into it, and I'm not going to bore you all with the details because most of you do not care, or you're not American, and it means nothing to you. So we're not going to do that right now. Maybe on an after dark or something like that.
Oh, for sure.
But what we do have here, and what's up, everybody that is in here? I see Comicus, who moved over from the other one, Misak. I see Morton. I see Sunny. I see Rodrigo. Appreciate everybody that's in here. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, all that good stuff. If you're new to the channel, definitely do that. What we do have here are a couple of, I think what I'm calling us now are Zaniol holes. And that's what I'm calling us for now on, is we have a couple of Zaniol holes, not hoes, so it's the same thing. But basically fans of Zaniolo. What's up, Mohammed? Appreciate it. Suleiman, appreciate you as well. Who are, I think we've been pretty straightforward on the channel whenever you've been on here, and I've been battling people left and right that we're both fans of Zaniolo potentially coming to the club, which it looks like more and more lately that it seems possible, or it seems very, very possible and maybe probable that he will this summer mercado. First thing I wanted to open, I just want to do more of a personal thing before we really get into the news and get into some of the main topics of the day. I wanted to ask you personally, because I've seen you mention it, I've seen you talk about it, with Alejandro, with whoever. Why do you want Big Z at the club? And that's what I want to get, because I know why I do, but why do you? What's up, Norbert?
Yeah, he's here to bring us all down with our Big Z excitement. I think.
Yes, people are going to do it. Just with the lazy.
With most,
he's not here. Yeah, he's not doing it yet. But people will drop the lazy small Z or little Z or whatever. Yeah, be more creative. I know Big Z's not creative. I'm gonna say Zaniolo's might be creative. Though. So we're gonna go with that one.
That's a new one. But yeah, man, I don't really have a good answer. I don't really know. It's one of these irrational fanboy type things. Yeah. I like the profile. I like that he isn't perfect, I suppose, behind the scenes. Like he's just another dude that's got his issues. I mean, that's part of the reason why I watch Italian football is that drama.
Yeah.
Because it is so much more than just the sport for me. It is the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. That's why I'm so into it. I love all of it. I think that's going to bring at least some excitement just on the newsreel. But I also think he's that type of character that under the proper tutelage, under perhaps Allegri, I hope so, this guy will lock in. I've seen it before. Guys just need a certain kind of boss to kind of get them in line, and they open up. They become the greatest, whatever they are in this case. I mean, I guess we still don't know if he's an attacking midfield or right wing or where he's going to slot in, but I'm hoping for the best version of Big Z rolling into Juventus.
Well, and if there's one thing we know, it's that if there's anybody who's going to unlock your offensive capabilities, it is Massimiliano Allegri. Yeah. He's gonna just unload the clip from here on out. We're gonna be good to go. It's a Zaniolo show. I mean, it's really not gonna be Zen Smolio show. It's not gonna be all Zaniolo today. It's the main topic because it's one of those weird Mercado moves that it just like really sped up quickly. And of course, you gotta have me on here because otherwise nobody else wants to talk Zaniolo, if we're being honest, besides you and me. I feel like not Julian, not Alejandro, not whatever. But it's also something that's really heating up. We've got Di Maria, Pogba, that stuff's done. Done quotations. the latest, actually, the one that, but it's, here's the thing. The other option that's going to come up, that's going to be the next big story, the next probably Here We Go on the channel, is going to be that of Fratesi, or not Fratesi. I think a lot of people, I think Alejandro wishes Fratesi. It is Cambiaso. I don't know why I went. They're both like blonde. That's about it. That's the only similar trait that I really know between the two. Would
you
be
like
him.
The blonde ones though.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it is now. I guess, hey, when I had hair, I was blonde. My kid's blonde. It's, I don't know.
There you go.
There you go. But anyway, is that of Cambiaso? But I don't know how much I can fake take on here about Cambiaso. Really, we'll probably talk about him. We are going to talk about Delic. We're going to talk about the defense overall, some stuff later in the show. So definitely stick around for that. But I do want to talk about that and get some takes from you about that. I think, okay, yes. Thank you, Misa. Both are 22 in Italian, yes. So I guess that was my main question is, are you like me, or is it just you're kind of an Italian shill? Is that what it is? Is that kind of why you like Zaniolo? If we're being honest.
It's definitely part of it, yeah. Mm-hmm. I do like to see those prolific Italian players for Juventus. Yeah. It is something that we're missing. And there's sort of that unspoken, that stat that you can't really put on.
Go ahead.
Sorry, sorry?
No, sorry. I'm just shouting.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
what's up, Edgar? What's up, everybody? I'm sorry. I'm just saying that. You can keep talking. I'm listening. I'm just giving people. Yeah. Go ahead.
They're hellos. Hey guys, what's up? There's something to do with having these Italian cores. You can't really put it on paper. You can't really say what it is, but there's something there when you have a core from the country, or not even the country, just people that want to be on Juventus, that want to fight for that jersey. And I think that is what they're building. Like Locatelli, for instance, Vlahovic. I mean, they're bringing these players in, and I think that's what we need. We don't need a Rabiot, because I mean, let's start hating on him already, because we don't need those guys.
Yeah, I talked about it in today's daily video. Somebody told me that we want Paredes because he compared him to Rabiot. And I said, shut the hell up. Like, we're not doing this today. You're not winning me over by saying he's like Rabiot. I'm trying to push Rabiot out the door, down his shaft, whatever it is. I have to get him out of here. Like, I'm pushing him out that door, and you're over here telling me, well, he's like Rabiot. There you go. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Point proven. Thank you.
I'm seeing a lot of people just saying, he's a Juve fan, he's a Juventini. It does make a difference to me. I mean, obviously, especially if you're performing like Chiesa did in that first year, knowing that he's kind of a Juventus fan, and he's doing it that way. And Locatelli, hopefully Locatelli, you see him kind of have a little bit more of a coming back, better performances next season. I think, and that's why I was kind of getting into this, because of one of the topics of conversation I wanted to bring up, and I think. Some of the comments, and we're definitely getting into also the comments made by Arrivabene, because my guy unloaded the clip. He did. He doesn't miss, but there's an aspect to him and in the way he likes to fire off things that I do want to talk about. That I don't know if it's worrisome, but he's not a politician. He would never. He is not a politician. Like, he's gonna say how he feels. And part of me wonders if that's always good. I feel like a lot of us love it. I love it. There's every time you hear, like, I'm pitching a tent every time he says some of those things. But there is a part of me that's a little bit that like there's a little part of me that's like, maybe that's not the best thing to say, especially if you're trying to, do whatever we can for the next, year or so. We're trying to, at least keep things copacetic. But basically what I want to get into the very first part of the day, and I know I said I would try to back and forth, and here I am running over you about to make a comment, is basically the first thing that I wanted to open up before we got to the main Zaniolo topic is just, do you feel that, I think Arrivabene said something to this effect. But basically that with the latest rumors of like De Ligt wanting out, the constant shifting and moving of the big name guys, Ronaldo felt like any second he could get that he was either unhappy or something went wrong, that he was ready to jump ship like that. And some of those names, and like it's not that I never put in this way. And I think a lot of people like to invest in these players like they are. Like this club means the same thing to them as it does to you, and it's just not true. It's a job, just like when you go to work. Yeah, say you work for McDonald's. Like you're not Ronald McDonald. You're not loving it. I'm loving it. You're not loving it, kind of thing. So you're doing it to get your cash, and you take care of your family and move on. Barely. No offense if anybody works at McDonald's. No offense, or whatever. But I'm just saying. Actually, I did have a friend. So I had a close friend of mine who we were in. we were in high school together, and actually he was my friend's little brother, and he was like 2 years younger than me, and he goes up. He worked at McDonald's through high school, and literally his boss, he's like, hey, I got to get off for this day. I've got the ACT or the SAT or whatever, the test you get to get into college. I don't know if that's the same in Canada or not, or whatever they call it in Canada.
No, but yeah, it's a test. Entrance exam.
It's one of those generic tests or whatever you kind of take. He had it scheduled, and the guy's like, I'm sorry, you've got to work this Saturday. And then he literally hit him with this. He hit him with this, and I almost fainted. He goes, and my friend's name, little brother's name is Will, and he goes, Will, what's more important to you, school or your career? And he hit him with a career about McDonald's, and I almost fainted. Yeah. Anyway, it's just one of those situations that anyway. Sorry about McDonald's, people. If you love McDonald's, good for you.
No, it's a thing. There's that Burger King employee, 16 years, perfect attendance. He gets like.
Oh, is that the one about Minnie's daughter or something like that? Is that what you're talking about, or is there a different?
No,
one?
He had 16 years of perfect attendance, perfect service, and they gave him this little like goodie bag that you would get at a child's birthday party.
Yeah.
As like a thank you. It's just like
right. Yeah, it's exactly. It's don't waste your time. Do better.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. So Justin spills the beans. Was a McFlurry machine. I didn't work at McDonald's. He worked at McDonald's. I didn't work there. I don't know if it was really broke. I've never had a McFlurry. I've always gotten like Dairy Queen. No? Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Dairy Queen is better.
Yeah, you just get the Blizzards. You get that. That's
Absolutely.
what you're doing.
Oreo Blizzard.
Anyway, I'm sorry. We've already gone off the rails. We're how many minutes into the show, and I'm already off the rails. 12 minutes. And guys, if you're in here, smash that like button. Hit the subscribe. Actually, 31 likes already. That actually feels pretty quick. So thank you all. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the support. All right. But basically, my question that I was saying that I really went off topic was the constant shifting and moving of players, big names you get. One of the things that Juventus has been kind of blessed with is having guys like, obviously in the past you had Buffon, you had Del Piero, you have Chiellini. Like, to me, that's the triumvirate. That's the Holy Trinity, if you will. But like having guys like that in those key roles is so important. And my question to you is, and this is kind of maybe more why I sit the way I sit and why I buy the jerseys the way I do it, is and subscribing Inter fan. What? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I just saw that. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, whatever. If you're an Inter fan, I don't mind you being on the channel. I want to hear your opinions as well. Anyway, okay.
No, I like everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like everybody, but I like to hear your opinion.
No, you tolerate everyone.
I can like people just because they don't. Even if it's a rival, sometimes it's fun. I like to have the banter back and forth. I don't mind it. Okay. So, but my question was to you, and I keep trying to get to this question, but I keep running myself over. Is when it comes to these, big time like roles, you're looking at Juventus making this move in this Mercado and getting some big pieces just to be potentially decimated all over again. Like, not, by the leaving of Chiellini being pushed out, but he should have been leaving though, because he's injured a lot and has health issues. And he's getting old. He's old. And then also losing Matthijs de Ligt. And then you're decimated, basically, when it comes to the defense. You're going to hope on, Gatti, Bonucci, Rugani, whatever you have left, or potentially getting some guy in. My question is Italian, that core Italian group, is that the way to go for Juventus?
Doesn't necessarily have to be Italian. Definitely having a few key pieces. Chiesa, Locatelli, perhaps Zaniolo. Yeah, I think that helps. It doesn't have to be like a complete Italian spine, but I mean, Arrivabene, because I know this is who we're referencing here. He came from F1. Mm-hmm. There's so many players behind the scenes, and he understands how that works.
Why is it so big? Why is it so big?
So, I think Dash likes it big too. It's fine.
We're moving it down.
Yeah.
There we go. That's better.
Oh, there it is. you're like a goldfish today.
Sometimes big is not always a good surprise. Sometimes it's overwhelming, and sometimes it's like that's gonna hurt. And this is why this is just the right size, a good fiver, and that's all you need. All right, continue on.
Oh man, but yeah, sorry. Back to the core there. Yeah, we need that stability. He understands that. I think he understands where the club was, where okay, we want to make a big international splash. We're going to get the world's most expensive player. We're going to get Ronaldo. We're going to get the Ligt, for instance, right? And obviously they attract each other. But as we see, as one piece leaves, the next piece might leave, especially. And yes, the Rayola's, that agency, they take pride, and that was also what we saw in that interview. That I mean, Rayola enjoys.
Are you talking about the Pogba thing, the documentary? Or what are you talking?
No, he said to
Arrivabene's interview. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I did get that.
Yeah, referencing Rayola, that Rayola like called him basically saying thank you for.
He took it as a good thing instead of saying yeah.
Like, so the clubs hate Rayola, we know that, but the players don't.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for a core of guys that don't care as much about their agent, aka Dybala, and his $10-20 million agent's fee. You know, they're trying to get rid of that because they know it's not sustainable. That plan failed to get Ronaldo in. We did worse getting these guys in because that core did not exist. So we're rebuilding the core. That's how I see this.
Yeah. No, I agree. I just think, especially when you look at the options you have right now, and right now Anthony says the reason why I'm so worried about De Ligt leaving is that I actually don't trust the management to replace him. Hope I'm wrong. Koulibaly is a must now in addition to the other center back. Well, it's late in the process. Like maybe I'm not saying they're I don't believe Arrivabene and Cherubini are just going to be sideswiped by him potentially leaving. But there's also we're planning on building these other pieces. You're so focused in on the midfield, on getting some other guys to help open things up with Vlahovic, attackers, Zaniolo, that you were just really hoping to get one center back. And I know, and I've seen people comment, and I think Hanine did. I think a couple other people said something along the line, or maybe it wasn't Hanine. I apologize. Somebody said it about getting two center backs. I don't think that's happening this Mercado. I think it's going to be one, just because of the way they're allocating their money. Or if they are, like, it's going to be somebody who maybe isn't as exciting as you're hoping for. Actually, you know what I wonder, and is the reason I say this is Anthony was saying Koulibaly is a must now in addition to the other center back. Yes, I agree. I don't know if Koulibaly is a must. It's between him and him. I'd be happy with Bremer, who was literally the best defender in all of Serie A this year. So I can't really, or this last year. So I can't really, pretend like that wouldn't be a great get. As well as there's a couple of guys out there, but there's really nobody who's just a home run, if you will. And I think Syed was saying if we get Bremer and Gatti at the back, we're good to go. I don't know about Gatti. I don't know enough about Gatti. I haven't watched enough Gatti. I mean, I know he got to start a little bit for the Italian national team. I didn't get to see that match. I don't know. He could be solid. He could be. I don't want to say he's great, but he could be a solid player. I also wonder. We talk about. The thing is, you're hurting yourself again to try to grab this, and this is what I'm saying. We talked about before about bringing Gatti, of using him as some kind of a leverage tool with Torino. Before that's what remember that was like the belief when we purchased Gatti back in the day. Now it's like you can't really sell Gatti because that's another center back you need to replace with. But I mean, obviously, just thinking off the top of your head, who would you rather have, Bremer or Gatti right now? Like
as it stands, yeah, because Gatti's just unproven, like you said. We don't really know how he's going to play in Serie A against the top teams. It's not there. No data.
Well, that's the thing is I could be wrong, and he could be, an out-of-this-world defender. You never know.
Well, he might be. And he did play well against England that game. He did play for Italy, but not the best fielded England team either. So, again, there's still questions. Yeah.
No, I agree. Let's see Hanine saying only Bremer and Koulibaly would be great moves. Literally no other CB available on the same level. I tend to agree with Hanine. Those are the two guys that you have to go all in for. I'm under no disillusion or what's the word I'm looking for? Not disillusion. Well, I have no delusions.
Illusions. You're under no illusion.
Is it? I thought it's delusion. Delusion.
Well, you could be deluded too.
Well, that too. Either way, whatever word we're okay. Yes, it's true. English teacher, son. Anyway, I have no delusions of grandeur to think that Juve are going to land both of them. Like I don't see that as being a possibility. I could be wrong, and I would love to be wrong, but I doubt it at this point. But yeah, Bremer, Koulibaly. For some reason, I'm trying to throw these up on the screen, and they're just not working. So let me just take this.
There was so Sky Sport. They were saying Gabriel, Bremer, and Kimpembe are the ones they're looking for. Should Delict leave?
Yeah, that last one, I just.
Yeah, even the guys yesterday, Dash and Ali with Kimpembe. Ali went hard.
Yeah,
real hard.
I did a little ranting in today's video about it. It's just to me like, to me at that point, I would literally say, again, it's easy for me to say because it's not my money, just say who cares about the money. But like at that point, it would just be like to let you stay for another season. Like I'm sorry, you're not leaving.
I think he is if we're not getting that big 100 mil, 90 mil, whatever. I think he is going to stay.
Yeah. I mean,
or we're getting a lot of money. It's going to be good.
Right.
Have faith.
We'll see. We will see. I'll continue to. We'll try to have some faith there. We'll see what happens. But we jumped right ahead to the Delict thing. Let's just do it. We're here now.
Yeah, we're here.
It's fine. I'm gonna blame it on you when it wasn't. It was me. It was 100% me doing this time. It wasn't somebody else just taking over the show. But I mean, the latest reports we have here, yeah, like you said, it's Sky Sport reporting that should Delict leave this summer, the three names of pole position remain Gabriel, Bremer, Kimpembe, and it's just, to me, I mean, I could be sold on Gabriel, especially if you're using Arthur in some kind of a swap deal, but like, as it stands right now, I just think you should go all in on Bremer, because not only that you're hurting Inter, which is a positive, anytime you can do that. But at the same time, I don't rate Kimpembe at all. Syed says Gotti single-handed face Man City attacking players when he was playing against England. He's our future. Maybe it's not that I'm negative. I'm not bought all in right now. That's where I sit. I mean, I don't know. I mean, did you watch much
cautious
more of him?
Optimism?
Yeah, that's a way to put it. We'll say that. All right. I mean, do you have any other thoughts when it comes to the Delicts that we've talked about? This was just going to be a short segment that I was going to do because I also don't want to just wear out the Delict stuff.
No, but I mean, I think people kind of want to talk about it. It's an exciting topic. The only one last little tidbit, because again, cautious optimism. I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom here, but they did mention a Rugani loan this year. So if they're looking to loan out Rugani, even if Delict's gone, it means they have a solid replacement. Because why would they get rid of their depth like that? So I don't think it's so much doom and gloom just yet. But let's play it out. Let's see.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. We'll see how it continues to develop. The other guy that I liked, and I see Meestock dropping that in the chat right now. For some reason, my computer's not letting me exit out of any of or maybe it's the program is not letting me exit out of the chat. So Syed, you get all the glory right now. But anyway, Meestock was saying, I guess Alfredo Padula, who Ale has most famously got blocked with from him. I think he unblocked him. But anyway, Juve on the central defender. There's a question mark. Koulibaly is talking to Napoli and is giving priority to them. Bajashile also likes. Does that mean Bajashile is also liked by Juventus? Because the one thing about him that I've heard is Allegri's going to do the Allegri thing, that he doesn't trust in him. That he's not experienced enough. He's not whatever. I don't know. Bajashile would be a guy that I would at least entertain. Like if you could get him especially if you could get him as a second option, I think that would be
his cost. He's the same amount as everyone else, essentially.
Yeah, it's around that 40. They probably want around 40. Maybe you could try to get 50. It for like 30, 35. I don't know. I mean, just he's younger, he's less proven, but then also it's one of those things of like, does the value go up because he has, because he's less experienced, but because he's young, or should it go down? You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Depends who it is, really. I think in Badiashile, he's a little overvalued.
Yeah,
because of he's not as proven. But I mean, if this potential is truly there, and the scouts know better than any of us. So maybe we'll see. Yeah, I know. There's too many questions here.
we will see about that. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Would have kept Demiral. I don't know about that one.
He's not an Allegri player. He's too undisciplined. Let's say.
There actually was a take that I had. I'm trying to remember it. It was I took my dog for a walk today, and I was like, a take just came to my mind, and I meant to ask you about it. And it was about Allegri, and let's see if it comes back to my mind during the show. I remember it was something about damn it, it's gonna come back anyway. I have other takes. Don't worry, I've got takes to fire off. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Henning says doubt we can get Badiashile. Monaco would want to keep him one more year and then sell him big next year. Yeah, I mean, there's a very good possibility that is the case. So we'll keep an eye. I mean, I don't know what else to say besides I'll keep an eye on it at this point when it comes to that. I'm trying to see if it's my mouse, but my mouse is moving. And just I can't exit side. I can't get you out of here. I'm sorry, you're just stuck. You're stuck here for now.
Oh boy.
So I have no clue what's going on.
Blame it on the software.
I do.
It is bad.
I'm gonna try it. Let's see. Does this work? Let's see. No.
Hey.
Oh yeah, it did work. Okay, maybe it was just the mouse the whole time. The mouse could move. The mouse could not click. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Let's get into the main story of the day. Because I'm sure we'll spend a pretty amount of time on the Arrivabene comments. But I think, okay, Rajat's asking, who do you think you'll get? I'll be honest, dude. I'm the biggest pessimist when it comes to teams that I care about and teams that I like. And that's the whole thing. I could go on a whole topic because I'm saying that because people will be like, well, you should believe that they're going to win, or you should believe that they're going to be great and everything's going to be fine. I'm like, no, that makes you a dumbass. That doesn't make you a good fan. Like having blind optimism does not make you a good fan. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. I understand wanting to cheerlead and be happy and think everything's going to be great, but that's not how I work. It's the Bianca negative zone. This is how we work.
Let's remember too, like, people are different. You can be whatever fan that you want, but don't dictate how somebody should be a fan at the end of the day.
No, I'm telling you right now. Don't be positive. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
No, like assuming you're not like these Liverpool fans, let's say at the Champions League final or the Euro Cup final. Like, as long as you're not a fan that's destructive, man, you're a fan. It's irrational.
I agree.
Fanaticism.
I agree, but there's also a part of me that's just I live in reality. Like I don't think Juve are winning the Champions League every freaking year. You know why? Because they haven't done it since I was 5. That is why I don't think they're winning the Champions League every year. That's why my bar is they need to win the Scudetto, and that's why I think it's realistic. It's rational.
If you're an irrational fanatic, though, like that, you're irrational. Like, fanaticism is irrationality. Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
I know. Of course, my wife's calling me when I'm doing a live. Anyway, okay. Let's continue on. I think I remember what the take is, but the take is actually going to do with some of the stuff that I think Arrivabene was saying. So we'll get to that one at the end. So let's move on, and guys, if you're here, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. We appreciate each and every one of you that is on the channel right now. And now let's move it on to let's let the Zaniolo's loose. Zaniolo's. I keep dropping that second L. The Zaniolo's loose. And let's talk a little bit about Big Z. The latest report we have right now, it literally comes from Nico Schietta. I think he put this out shortly after I dropped the daily video earlier today. And again, I know it was late. It's always late on Thursdays. Like, it's always going to be late. So it is what it is. Nico Schietta basically said Nicolo Zaniolo remains Juve's first choice. Roma has said no to all the counterparts proposed. No Moise Kean, no Artur, no to McKinney, and no to Fagioli. Thiago Pinto only wants cash, straight cash, homie. 50 million euros to sell him. An expensive loan plus obligation is a possibility. You guys came on here and talked a bit about, what numbers do you think is suitable, or what do you think would be the acceptable amount to end up paying for him to get him, for Juventus? I think I chimed in. I think Ale was kind of similar to me. Ale said 40. I think I said 45. Just with you can pay a little bit more money if you're able to space it out over a couple of seasons, something like that. I just saw somebody say, "Don't be Bleephead fan. And I was like, do you mean me or do you? Oh, he's talking about Liverpool. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I was like, people can construe the way that I am as me being a bleephead, and it's you're completely in your right to say that I'm that way. It's just the way I work. I just after you get beat down in life so often, I say that Juve winning 9 Scudetti straight, but at the same time, like out of the negative stuff when it comes to winning or not winning Champions League stuff like that, you become negative. It's just what it is. Maybe I'm entitled.
You get used to it, yeah.
But
entitlement. Yeah.
Entitlement comes with the territory when you're a Juventus fan or when you're a fan of a top 10 club in the world is what you like to was what you consider it as.
There's a little bit of pretense, if you will.
Exactly. The bar, you can't just keep lowering the bar and to make everything good and acceptable.
Yeah.
Havard, no, I don't think Zaniolo will be the new Bernardeschi. Maybe, I don't think so. I don't
sure,
think so.
If he is,
you and I are going to get shit on every.
We're going to burn our jerseys because we're both going to buy them.
Oh, I'm buying it. Oh yeah, you bet absolutely that I'm buying a Big Z Zaniolo shirt as soon as he gets announced. It's going to be the home one. I'm gonna be excited. Whatever. Okay, first off, just the first part of this, when it comes to the Zaniolo stuff, does the no swap partner cash only preference worry you at all about landing Big Z in this Mercado?
I'm slightly surprised that they wouldn't take. I mean, even McKennie, Fagioli. Those are good pickups for Roma, but I mean, if they don't want them, they don't want them. 50 mil.
Yeah,
I think that's coming down a little bit, not a lot. It's probably going to be. I said 45 yesterday. Mm-hmm. I think because me and you are both fans, we both put it up a little bit higher to 45.
Yeah.
But yeah, realistically, it's probably going to be like 2 years of loan, 10 million a year. So that's your first 20, and then it's going to be pay out 25 on the third year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think something along that line would be acceptable. I could see them maybe. It seems to me that the situation sets up when it comes to Juventus compared to Juventus coming to them compared to coming to, say, Sassuolo or Fiorentina when it came to Chiesa, that it's a bit more positive. It feels like Roma, for some reason, there's some issue with him and either Roma or Mourinho there, that they're good to let him go. Or maybe he's kind of said, it sounds also like maybe he's been, hey, I'm a Juve guy. Like, I want Juve. Like, there's been stuff over time that we've known that for sure. I think it says we aren't allowed to do 2 years loan anymore. What do you mean?
Is that a new rule out? Yeah,
is that a rule? Does that have to do with the... Oh, well, I guess the
new loan rules. Maybe that's part of the new loan rule.
It could be. I don't know. Could there be a payment option then? Could they work out that kind of situation where it doesn't have to be in full, maybe loan him for a year and then, let us know that because I'm not completely clear. Or is that what Mamblano's saying you're not allowed to do a 2-year loan anymore?
Mamblano's saying, okay.
No, that's what I mean. No, I'm asking, is that what's happening?
Well, that's me said Mamblano.
Yeah, but until I see it for myself, I don't trust just anybody saying
you don't.
That's the dumbest thing ever. Let's not do that. Let's see. Okay, Mamblano's talking about Bernardo Silva. Oh, that's what he said. Okay. See, he wasn't even talking about that. He was talking about Bernardo Silva. Okay. Kostic will not wait forever on Juventus. Who gives a shit? I mean, that's fine. I mean, I no offense. Kostic is a fine player. He's a good player. Sorry about your luck. Like, this is what happens. Juve had their priorities. It seems like Zaniolo's a priority. Kostic is down there a little bit.
And that's Padula, and that's a pretty open-ended. Like, nobody's going to wait forever for anything. So
yeah, just like Juve won't wait forever on Di Maria. JK, they did. They did wait forever on Di Maria. That kind of situation. But yeah, okay, yeah. I'd have to translate this. Misak, do you have? Oh no, we don't. Yeah, I know Misak. I know everybody would rather have Kostic over Zaniolo. It's fine. I mean, the thing is,
not everyone.
Well, not everybody, but there's a lot of people that are there. It's just, and I feel like honestly, it's funny when we do the videos, when we do the lives, and the people that are like members and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that are negative, poo-pooing it and doing all that stuff. But then honestly, when we put out the daily videos, there's a lot more Zaniolo positive fans that comment and leave comments in the videos and stuff. So it's weird. And I like Kostic. I do like him, but he's also going to be 30. Like, he's going to be 30 at the end of the year. I don't know. Like, if Zaniolo ends up being a great player at Juve, he's younger. He's got more time to develop and whatever. I get it. Kostic is more of maybe a proven commodity right now. There's
it's the amortization too. Because if he is a Juve guy and he stays with the team for 10 seasons, then essentially he's $4 or $5 million a season.
Yeah. Okay. And then Misak. There's a lot. Okay, that's also it's an opinion base. There's a lot more pros and cons. It's fine. I mean, that's fine. Okay. That's
on the paper, he's a better player when you look at the stats. 100%.
Yeah, Serbian, Croatian, whatever. Yeah, or machines. I mean, that's fine, but that's also a big part of it. I understand. I don't know. I'm not trying to go into I'm not going to talk about a culture thing or culture war kind of thing, but it's kind of there is more value that the club puts into Zaniolo because he's Italian, and because of that, like there's an intrinsic value placed on Italian players. Is that a dangerous line to walk down? Maybe, but it's different. It's different. Well, see, the thing is, Italian doesn't mean like a race thing. It just means, there's plenty of people that are not white that are playing for the Italian teams that are also picked up there. So I don't know. Anyway, it's just that's what they put their value in. There's a history of it. They want to continue that history. To a point, I do agree with him. Rajad's asking about Raspadori. I think what it sounds like to me from the reporting that we've done, we don't do reporting. We talk about it. It's the reaction channel. Just to be clear, people always say that whenever they watch videos, they're like, just go through the news. Don't give me your thoughts. And I'm like, the point is to give me my thoughts. Not that
it'd be pretty boring.
Yeah, my thoughts don't matter. I get that, but at the same time, like otherwise, what the hell are you doing on the channel? Like you literally get tuned in just for me to read stuff off. Zaniolo is a possibility tomorrow. Zaniolo here's what was offered. Like the video would be 3 seconds, and we don't make money off that. Like there's a part of it that's like, hey, we're trying to make a little bit, like a shekel or two for all the money that we pay to do for this. Because right now we're paying for it.
Here's a little, I guess, a little kick. I'm missing the word here. What did I say? What I'm trying to say is join the members club, even though I'm forgetting how to say. Because I mean, this is what I do. I hate Twitter. I hate social media. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I just go on the feed page on the Discord. Mm-hmm. It's all right there.
Yep.
I never actually have to go to Twitter. Ali does it. He gets so angry and depressed all the time because he's reading Padula tweets constantly. That's fine. I don't have to do it. I just click on that feed thing. Mm-hmm. I have all the news, and that's what I'm referencing right now as we're talking. It's all just right there for me.
Yeah, you know what? You opened me up, and Davide's really good at this. He's learned. He knows what he's doing. So we're going to push it right now. Here's the member squad, guys. You can join the member squad. It's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks each and every day, and you only have to do it once a month. You pay that fee. It can be as low as $2.25. It can be as high as $5. It's still cheaper than a cup of coffee, especially if you get the girly ones that I like at Starbucks. White chocolate mocha, 2 pumps raspberry, please. Anyway, that's what it's delicious, guys. Don't hate on me. It's delicious. Anyway, the first level, you end up getting loyalty badges. You see the cool stuff. You see everybody in the chat that have the loyalty badges. You see the emojis. You see the Discord members chat. We talked about the Discord members. You don't see it because you're not a part of it yet. But you've seen, we also share with some people. Yes, Haneen saying Ali's never smiling anymore. He is. Ali's going through a tough time. We're gonna do a little therapy. We're gonna do a little group therapy session. We're gonna do it on the channel here with him too. We're gonna try to work through this process. All right, back on topic. The lounge level is the next level up. You get a monthly wallpaper with that. It's real cool. I think Ali may be slipping on it this month. Ali, you better get that wallpaper out right now. The last one was fire. The stone Bianconeri Zone logo and the Juve logo that were stone. I thought those were pretty fire. If I didn't have a wife and child who I feel like I have to have on my phone background, it would be that one. But if I don't put my child on there, somebody's going to ask me what's wrong with me. Top level, top level with that, you get a giveaway priority. We will be doing a giveaway very, very soon. Of that, you get 5 times the opportunity if you're a Bianconeri Zone premium member, where you can end up winning the next thing we're giving away. I mean, we talked about on the channel, so it's not like a secret or anything like that. Hint, hint, it's going to be a Pogba jersey as soon as it becomes official, and we have that number. We'll be giving away that here on the channel, so make sure you're tuned in. Make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing, and make sure you become a member, because it's really cool and a lot of fun. And we put out videos every day. I feel like a lot of videos compared to what a lot of things, a lot of content compared to what maybe typical channels do. But
there's tons.
But I mean, but I know people, they're addicted to Juve content. They want to talk Juve. They want to do whatever. Well, with our members group and our Discord and all that, you can definitely do that. So check it out, and definitely consider joining if you haven't already today. All right. That was a lot of talking.
Take a breath.
Yeah. I can't breathe through my nose either, so I don't know how I do it. That's why if you notice, people always ask me like why I sound nasally or whatever. I can't breathe through my freaking nose. I went in and tried to get them to look into it. They told me we need to do a sleep study. I said I'm awake, sir. I don't need to do a sleep study. I understand. Yes, you're going to automatically diagnose me with sleep apnea because you want to sell the CPAP machine. I get it, but at the same time, like fix my awake time. I don't care if I'm asleep and I die in my sleep. That's fine. Just take care of me while I'm awake. I want to be able to breathe and talk without sounding like I just ran a freaking mile. Is the thing. Is the issue. Maybe drinking a little less soft drinks would help that too. Anyway,
maybe if you did run a mile once in a while.
I do run miles. I actually run. I'm one of those guys who I'm a big dude, and I need to drop the lbs that I've gained from work and stuff. But I'm the guy who like confuses the hell out of people. Like I'm running, and they're like, "How is he able to do this? How is he moving like a dancing bear out here?" Like in the
Rod.
What?
Nice. He gifted 5. What?
Oh, look at my guy. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you see? I wasn't even a member. Thank you, Rod. Rod gave me a membership to my own channel. Thank you.
That's a little funny.
Look at Rod. How do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you do that? Is that a thing?
I guess it. Yeah, I've never looked into it, but it's clearly a thing. Yeah.
Yusef, Victor, Morton, what's up, guys? Paula, all you guys are now members. I got a membership to my own channel. Thank you, guys. I thought about joining. But I'm gonna pay money for my own channel. Thank you.
Yeah. The YouTube algorithm at its best.
Dax, I'll check on mine now that I'll become a member. I'll see if I can do that. And Rod, I appreciate you doing that. Can you please reach out to us so we can get you in the... Oh, hey, babe. Can you reach... Sorry, Jesus, I just saw somebody walk in front of me. I was like, holy crap. Rod, reach out to me on Twitter or Ale or somebody like that so we can get you added to the Discord and all the stuff that we do on there. He got me there. Rod got me. Just send that to me and we'll figure that out. It's at Justin Sofer on Twitter. Literally, you'll see. Don't do it, Alejandro, because that's not his actual thing. I don't know why the graphic's wrong, but it's wrong, and that's not his Twitter account. Just send it to me, and we'll work it out there. Okay, there he is. Or here, I'll throw it up there right now so you can see. Alejandro saying, DM me or the main account on Twitter to join the Discord member chat. Yeah, so everybody who just got added to the, who got gifted memberships, like, holy hell, that was surprising. Thank you. I had no idea that was possible to do that. That's really cool. But everybody who's just done that, go claim your stuff on there. And there you go.
Definitely get in the Discord for sure. Because that's where all the behind the scenes, back end, fun, ridiculous, all the good stuff. It's all there.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun on there. Rod's a team player. He just joined the other day when we were doing a late night one, and here we go. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get back on topic a little bit, guys. We're having some fun talking about this, and Rod was surprising everybody, so we appreciate that. So basically, I asked you the question: does that worry you at all? You kind of said a little bit, but not fully, right? Is that kind of what you're getting at? Like, the way I look at it is, I feel like Zaniolo's been a long-term target for Juve. It's been a target like since, I mean, as long as I can remember, like since he, I think even there was rumors back in like 2017, like when he was like a little kid, I guess.
Yeah, just coming up through the ranks.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think that the only thing I kind of fear is, when you really want that shiny new toy, I know it could be like an adult toy too, like a car, for instance, but you save up for years, you're thinking about it, and then as soon as you buy it, there's either the brand new thing that comes out or it's just not what you thought it was, and you're just like, oh, well, I just spent all this money. What do I do now? And you kind of throw it in the corner. That's what I hope doesn't happen.
There is a part of me that's worried about that, but like right now I'm blinded because, I mean, all I really care about is I've wanted Zaniolo for a long time. Like, I remember a couple years ago, back right before the Pandy hit, it was between like Zaniolo and Tonali were the two that were talked about a lot.
Tonali proved himself too this past year.
He proved himself, but he also kind of proved himself to be an AH. So I'm kind of for sure. I like him probably when he plays for the Azzurri, but when he plays for Milan, I'm just like, this son of a every time.
But that's the guy you want on your team.
It is. You're right. You're absolutely right. It is that guy, but at the same time, it's just the competitor in me. It's the whatever. That'd be the guy that I go after. Like, that would be the one. Well, there was a topic I was going to have on here because yesterday got brought up a little bit, talk about the situation, what's going on here with Zaniolo. Does that end up canceling out the idea of bringing in? Well, Kostic was the first one, and Kostic, I'm pretty firm. A lot of people have said they said before it wasn't Di Maria or Kostic. I think it is though Zaniolo or Kostic, and that's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this lately. I don't know.
Did I not read something today? I've been trying to look for it here, but I can't find it now, of course, that said they're not linked together, meaning I guess that you can have both. I don't know if anybody remembers that, or maybe
I'm looking. I don't see that here right now. The one thing I thought I saw somebody who said they may be related, but I could be wrong. But I felt like that for a while, that it felt like Di Maria you go get regardless because of his situation. He's only going to play for 4 months, and then he's done, and then you can worry about the next move after that. Maybe Kostic, maybe you can wait and see if instead of renewing, if they do it next year. But I feel like does his contract end next year? I don't even know off the top of my head. I don't care that much, to be honest.
For Kostic?
Yeah. Is his contract?
His is expiring, yeah. He's up for a renewal.
Yeah. So, let's see. I remember someone said it. Don't remember who. Okay, thanks, Anine. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was trying to figure that out as well. Anyway, so I don't know. With that one, I'd be willing, and I do like Kostic. I do want to be clear. I do like Kostic. He does some really good things. Obviously, my biased Italian shell opinion is I would rather have Zaniolo, because I feel like there's a lot. If things pan out properly and he becomes a solid player, Padula. Thank you, Misak. Padula said that. Okay.
Oh, that means nothing.
Well, Padula's better than. I mean, I feel like I rate Padula. I mean, a lot more than like Albanese or anybody like that. Obviously, that's not saying much, but I feel like Padula is not terrible.
I'm just on a Padula hate train this past little bit.
Did he block you too? Oh, you're not on Twitter.
He blocked Crescito when he was doing the deal for Toronto FC. And then after he blocked him, he basically went on Twitter saying Crescito was being a child, which is the most childish thing you can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on a hate train right now.
No, I get it, and I feel like that's what happened with Ale. Ale, if you're in the chat, let us know. I forget what happened, why you got blocked, I guess maybe you got unblocked, but we'll see. And yeah, Misak, I agree, saying he's a lot better than most people really give him credit for. I think he is too. I just think, like I said, you could be compared to Monblano, who the King Monblano stuff. I don't know what you're doing. You guys are making asses out of yourself, and that's the only way I can put it. Because like even Ale, God love him, is over here bending the knee. Of all people, I did not expect to see Ale bending the knee to Monblano. But until a deal is done, I mean, what has he proven? Besides putting the rumor out there about Neymar and Ronaldo stuff before other people did, that's about it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm forgetting something. You guys let me know. It is a meme. Yeah, it's for the memes. The one reason I was bringing this up and that I had this in my sheet of lies, which literally got torn from me really today, earlier today by Juventus themselves, was throwing out the are we gonna start having the rumors of Dybala back to Juve? Are we gonna start having that one come back? And I was gonna have some fun with it, but Juventus sent their goodbye. Was Albanese? Not feeling good about my report then, Haneen. Not feeling good if that's what it is. Oh,
and I did find it. It was Misak saying it in the chat. That's where I heard it. So Misak, did you check your? Did you double check your sources?
I don't know about what I just said. Maybe we could have that stricken from the record. But anyway, so anyway, yeah, it's just RIP the Dybala back to Juve rumors. It was going to be fun. There's a lot of stuff we could have done on the channel. I could have just hated. Instead of, I'm just kind of hoping right now that he just ends up with nowhere and has to go like to Sevilla or something like that. That's just where I am. I'm petty, and I don't care at all. I mean, do you have any kind of feelings on Dybala? Like remorse for him? Do you feel sad at all?
Not really. No, I mean that at first there's sort of that. I mean, did he really do the right thing? As we learn more and more, and we see. Just like his with Inter, his agent wanting 10 million, or I've heard 20, but maybe it was 10. Just agent fees. I mean, this guy can't get a contract, and you as the agent need to have your player. He's everything to you, and you just what are you doing? You're getting nothing. You're not going to get your 10 million because you can't get him a contract. So what's your purpose in life? So at this point, I mean, Dybala is old enough now. He's been in the game long enough to hopefully be smart enough to pick the right entourage around him, and it doesn't seem like he's doing that. And with the Arrivabene saying, we need to build a core, we need guys that want to be here and want to fight for the shirt and not just care about the money. No, you can't have that sort of remorse for him.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just, especially, I think the reason is, and I can understand. I live again under no delusions that like any player can just walk in and pretend that Juve is the greatest place ever, and then somewhere else can't come along, and then they may not want to. They may want to go play for the Premier League, or they may want to go play for Barcelona or whatever, Real Madrid, and you can't blame them. Or they just overall, they just want to get the bag and they want to take care of their family, and that's I have no negative feelings about that at all. But I think especially with players like Dybala, who you've invested in. You expected him to have invested in the club as well for how long he's been here. But just kind of the way that he did it, the unprofessional nature, I felt like he was getting bad advice. Obviously, I felt like he had to be getting bad advice given what was going on with just the way he went about it with Inter, the management or the agent that wasn't really an agent because he wasn't registered or whatever was going on. A bunch of nonsense. Matt Milana, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Says, enjoy listening to you guys getting mad over rumors, but on serious notes, Justin's doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's the first comment. I think that's the first positive thing anybody's ever said about me on this channel, so thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to leave that one up because of that. Thank you very much. And happy Canada Day. Is today Canada Day?
That's tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow.
July
Okay,
1st.
nice.
Yeah. So thanks. Another Canadian. And I do actually recognize that photo. So yeah, I think I've seen you around. So thank you.
Yeah, I think I've seen Matt over there on. Sorry, Khalid. I remember you. Thank you, Khalid. You were very positive to me and nice to me. Thank you. My bad. I do remember you, Khalid. Sorry.
I'm far between.
I'm joking about the negativity. Yes, I remember the positive stuff. I remember. But I appreciate Matt. This is kind of what we do here. Like I just, it's funny because I get it, and people leave comments and they leave, whatever on videos and stuff like that, where they say, I can't believe you're, losing your bleep over whatever. Guys, that's what we do. That's what it's entertainment value. If I'm just reading and I'm going off, and no offense, Ale, not throwing shade, but if I just literally go, oh, that's not going to happen, so I don't need to worry about it. If I just say, oh, that's not going to happen, boring. That's boring. That's boring. Like me yelling about Paredes and me hating on Paredes is at least something. Maybe you don't like it. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's to me, you got to have. There's got to be something, some value to it. And maybe not. Yeah, it may not be your thing. I think a lot of the times I kind of describe myself as fungus. Like you may not like me at first, but I grow on you. It just takes a little time. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't hate on fungus. There's a whole wonderful world. I just watched Fantastic Fungi on Netflix. That blew my mind. It's so cool. Fungus is cool.
This is what happens when we don't let you get on the channel as often, or you've been out of touch for a bit. See, I'm also I refuse to eat mushrooms guy. I don't eat mushrooms. It's fungus. It's the one thing that eats me. That's the only thing that's on the food chain above me is when I die, fungus will do that. So there we go. Mushrooms can do that. They can decompose me. Let's see. It's 6:04 right now, or wherever time it is for you guys. Maybe midnight, maybe whatever. Let's run through a little bit more before we wrap up today's show. But basically, the Dybala stuff, it was unfortunate it didn't drag out a little bit longer because that would have been fun. But now I'm getting into the main part, the thing I really wanted to get to on the channel today, and that is, oh my God, sorry, somebody just sent me something that is off topic but hilarious. It was Ali. Ali was dropping shade a little bit on somebody, but that's all I'll say. Not on anybody here. Dash, I feel like you do, but then I feel like you just hate on Big Z so much that it just takes away any of the positivity of your compliments. So just work on being more positive for Big Z. That's all I'm asking.
Just for the Z, nothing else. Just for Big Z.
Just for Big Z, not for me, but just for Big Z. All right. I want to get into some of the comments, and Arrivabene, dear Lord, these comments, there's so many of them. Like, it goes on forever and ever. I'm going to pick out a few. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Alejandro is dropping a video tomorrow that's literally going to talk about basically probably the whole thing. But if you guys are here and if you guys have any of the certain quotes that he said, feel free to drop them in there. We'll respond to those ones. But there's so many of them that I do want to kind of get into it. The very first one, obviously what we kind of covered earlier, talking about De Ligt just saying and being very blunt and saying it's impossible to hold back those who want to leave. The important thing is to leave the negotiating table and everyone being satisfied. Obviously, just a shot at the bow at De Ligt, just kind of, even though it was, everybody's kind of believed it, everybody kind of knows what's going on. It's just him confirming for the world, hey, Matty D does not want to be here. He's ready. Like, he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be a Juventus fan, player. He doesn't, just kind of like getting the fans behind the movement of pushing him out the door. Does that make sense? Kind of thing. I feel like that's, and I understand what he's doing. Because to me, it feels like it's kind of you build up a little bit of resentment, and that's the only way to really say it. Yes, he said, I quote, Dybala is my bitch. Yes, let's think of me aside. Anyway, he's building up, when he does this, he's building up a little bit of that resentment, I feel like, for De Ligt, or at least just opening it up where fans would be like, I'm okay with the move. I'm okay, get him out of here. That's fine.
Yeah, that's part of it, too.
Okay, there's a part of me that absolutely loves this. That literally is pitch intense when I hear this guy go out there and just be unabated, just lay it on the line. Just put it on the table, if you know what I'm saying. It. Right there for everybody.
Just throw it out there, slap
right
it
there
down
on the table. This works better in a radio medium than when you can see me hit the table, but you know what I'm putting on the table. And that's what Arrivabene is doing. My only issue with this. Why do I look so pasty today? I feel like I just saw that. I think I need to adjust the lighting because I'm not that, I'm white, but I'm not that light white. Maybe it's just you too. I don't know. Anyway, the reason I wonder, it bothers me a tiny bit is that ongoing stuff. And I understand he also has the capability to go up to De Ligt personally and talk to him and be like, hey, here's the deal, kind of thing. So he can rectify some of this. But what I do kind of wonder is sometimes you can strain these relationships so much that there is no going back. So, like, when you do this with a De Ligt, it's different than doing it with a Rabiot. It's different than doing it with a Dybala who's injured all the time, even, kind of thing. Like, this is, to me, I feel like and a lot of people will argue, even some Juventus fans will argue this with me. I feel like he's one of the best center backs in the world. Like, I think he's that good right now. And he has so much potential and so much of a future in front of him that, like, I hate to see just kind of like burning that bridge right away. And maybe it's not a right away thing. Maybe it's been a working thing that's been going on for a long time. But it's just one of those situations where I don't know if this is the best move of being that blunt right out the door and literally, telling the world about it, if that makes sense.
It does. But then I question, because if just rolling to maybe one of his other quotes where he talks about talking when you need to talk. Mm-hmm. And we haven't heard this since, was it at least January? It's been months. I want to say at least 6 months since we've heard Arrivabene come out and like go at it like this. So is he speaking because now's the time to speak? Maybe things are so far in motion or have been for so long that we don't know about yet because we're just hearing about it now. Mm-hmm. And if he's got a 3-year rebuild plan and he has a player that doesn't really want to be here, is thinking about it, if he stays this year, he's definitely gone next year.
Yeah.
Why not take your money and run and build? It sucks. It sets you back, but how much more will it set you back if you don't act now? Yeah. And maybe this is him speaking now because now it's time to speak.
Could be. I don't think. There's no part of me that thinks that, like, I think people think with some of our criticisms that we think, that the Juventus management are just a bunch of, like, bumbling idiots. And no, they're not. Obviously, they're not. Like, you don't make... there's plenty of idiots that can make a lot of money. But I don't think these guys, you get in the position that they are in, and you get some of the deals that... Arrivabene, for the most part, and Cherubini, again, I hate because I feel like because of the position, before it was Patatici by himself, you didn't really have like Arrivabene holding his hand, for better or worse. Yeah. So I feel like Cherubini loses a lot of like the credit that Arrivabene gets for coming in.
Oh yeah, for sure,
and just doing what he does. But at the same time, Arrivabene he's proven and I'm going to say both of them, Cherubini as well, because they do it together. They've proven their value when it comes to Mercado moves. Like, they did not sleep on it in the winter. They were able to get Vlahovic done. Obviously, there's some things that had to be positive for them working in their favor on the other side. But at the same time, they were able to get that deal done, get Zakaria. So Pogba now, Di Maria, even though I didn't love the way it looked, how it got, for so long and so, drawn out and making Juve look kind of like second-class citizens almost. I don't know, whatever it was. It just wasn't, wasn't the best. But at the same time, I have faith that they're going to get the right deals done, and I feel like they're going to do it in a way that's going to work out. But I feel like whenever you make some of these decisions to vocalize these things, it just, I don't know. I view it also from a different aspect of like the more of a political climate of like, what does that say to the next guy coming in that you're buying, that you're willing to throw? Like, there's no secrecy, and it's very different in Italy and Europe overall than it is like in America. America, things are a lot more political, and things like you don't really hear anything until NBA watch is dropping in, and like you just like, oh, that's when you know something's happening. Otherwise, you don't know anything. None of us know anything. While in Italy, it's like, I think Hanin drops in, Camiso says, but yeah, a little bit of like what Camiso says, kind of dropping. They're not afraid to be petty, which is it's fun. It's fun. It is, but it's also there's a little bit of that like worries me a tiny bit, though. Maybe when you're at Juventus and you're the whatever Ferrari that you built up that where you can do that. We don't need. The Trump's not the Trump. I was getting to Trump. The world's moving in a very like leaders have been like Trump opened the door. It felt like, and I'm not pro Trump guy. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he opened the door, just kind of being abrasive and doing whatever you want, kind of thing. On this
that was scale. Over the top though as well. Like that was
next level stuff. But, no, I'm not saying I'm here for it. I'm not saying it's a good thing. But I'm just saying now it seems like everybody start doing it. Like no matter what walk of life, it's like, oh, well, you can get away with this. Oh, you mean being a professional person doesn't matter? Yeah, basically just continued. Yeah, So
it's a fine line. I don't know, because again, different walks of life. In this case, different culture. Italy, like, and there's a lot of that. Like, put it on the table. We'll talk like men, quotes, whatever. Yeah, and just lay it on the table. And I mean, I can relate to that with. I mean, in my family, if we've had an issue, I mean, whenever we've hid something, it's always been worse. Or at work, for sure. And it's about knowing who the player is. Maybe he does have a certain relationship with the Lick that he has been forthright with them. Yeah. I know there's guys at work where I'm going to be like, don't be dumb. You screwed up. And there's other people who'll be like, oh, hey, I noticed this happened, and then you get political about it.
Yeah. And it's also a temperament thing. There's some guys who respond well to criticism. They respond well to heavy-handedness. And then there's guys that don't. So, like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this... I mean, when he's leaving anyway, though, it's a little bit different than just criticism of somebody who is going to stay with the club. It's just, for all the talk of the armband and becoming a captain and believing in him, it's frustrating to see it go this route. Yeah, I do want to get to that. See, Hanin drops saying, I read a bit. I liked the bit about the BS rumors where he said online. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Let me pull that up. Basically, I'm gonna dance around it. Basically, he said something to the lines of like, oh wait, is this it? No. It's something along the lines of, gosh, he said so much. There's so much talk. Okay, silence on the market.
There really is.
First off, he said the silence on the market is a result of our style. We move without emphasis, but starting with the president, we know exactly what we want and how to achieve it with a great focus on sustainability. And then he goes on to say that... Okay, I did love this part too. This is a different part of that. But he also said, I'll say it officially, so there are no misunderstandings. I am not competent in football, but I know what I want and I know how to achieve it. And I know what I think, and football won't shut me up. And he also says, they say I'm not competent in football. For example, well, that's basically true. I don't have the knowledgeable about football. Cherubini has to be, and Pavel has to be. He sits next to me during games and explains a lot of things to me.
That's my favorite of all his quotes. That's my favorite section.
I've never related to a quote more than that one right there, which is, I have Julian, and I'm not trying to act like I'm just running whatever, but I don't run everything. But like, Alejandro does his thing, Julian does his thing, and I do my thing. And like, I got Julian Nedved to the right of me, and I got Alejandro, who's the other one that you mentioned. I want to make sure it wasn't negative. Alejandro Carabini to the other side of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may know a bit more when it comes to some stuff about the inner workings of the actual game and stuff like that. I'm still learning. It's a project you can watch forever, and it still takes, and even playing, and it still takes a long time to know every certain thing, especially compared to like somebody who coaches like Julian. But I know how to do this. And I know, when it comes to like setting up stuff and talking, and I can talk my ass off for hours if I need be, kind of thing.
Yeah,
situation like that. I've never agreed more with Arrivabene. So I am definitely in there with Arrivabene when he says that. I enjoyed when he made that comment. Okay, and then the other comment he said was, and let me pull it up. Come on, we were planning. We have moved out of the board. In my opinion, where he said, seriously, how do you talk this much?
Well, it's a full interview.
Well, it is a full interview. Even now, then we were accused of talking too little, and it's better to talk when you have to be quiet. Okay, basically what he said, until I can find it. Jesus, like, where did he say it? Anyway, here's what he said. He basically said along the lines of, when it comes to players, he hears things on the Mercado that basically are flown out there, like players that they're not even looking at, players that they've never even maybe spoken a breath about, that are flown out there saying that Juventus are into these players. And I do appreciate that, and I agree with that. And I think we all know that it's going on. We know that there's certain players that it just doesn't make sense. And I think you've even had Alejandro say on the channel, like, that one just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why Juve are linked to them. Why would they be going after a player like that? I say that about Paredes. I don't know. There's a lot more. That one's been repeated so often that it's hard for me to believe that that's a fake story at this point. There's some news. There's some stories that have been floated out there that, like, I can do that too, but this one, it worries me because I don't want Paredes at my club.
No.
But I do appreciate that because it is just blatantly disrespectful to use Juventus for these kind of things, like, maybe the Ronaldo thing, or maybe whatever, stuff like that. I don't know. Let's see. What other ones? Do you have any other ones specifically that you want to get to? Do you have them up in front of you?
Hasta threw up Juve is building a team for Allegri, a global brand, and a footballing success. This is all I ask for of Juve.
Oh, that is a good one. That's a very good one. Because okay, I'm just going to say one thing about Ale, and I'll wait to give my thing. I'll let you give your opinion. Alejandro kind of gave his opinion, saying that he doesn't care about branding or any of that kind of thing when it comes to Juventus. It's about the game. Guys, if you're in here, please hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. He says he doesn't care about branding. It's all about the game. It's all about winning and production on the field. What's your opinion when he said that? And let me make sure, because I had that one in front of me. He said, I know I said I had it in front of me and then I walked away. Okay, here it is. So the full quotes, I believe, there's like a few of them. The J brand has enormous potential. We have to design a team that has to win on the pitch and another that works to expand the brand in the world. Then he says the Ferrari brand starts from an already global approach. It has the advantage of of having always performed on a global level thanks to the type of competition in which it always participated. Juventus is a team that started locally, expanded nationally, and found its position in Europe, and now wants to make the leap to a global level. They are two different stories. Ferrari was basically born global. Juventus can become one. What are your opinions when it comes to Juventus, the brand of Juve?
Yeah, first off, I love his comparison because, I mean, if you just look at the past 3 weeks in F1, Azerbaijan, Canada, now they're going to England, Great Britain. I mean, it's so easy to be global when you're literally going across the whole globe.
Yep.
And now he's trying to take that mindset into Juventus. There's similarities because it's a prolific Italian brand, but the stage in which you do it is different. And it's hard to take, especially in Italy, because they're so.
Sorry,
You're laughing at something.
I don't know if anybody noticed, but I had daily news show up graphic once again, and I just changed it now to live an hour and 10 minutes into the show.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice
that. I didn't notice either. Anyway,
it's all good. But yeah, just his way of thinking, and it ties into the whole. I don't know much about soccer. I rely on my experts. He's brought in to create this brand to make it international. And he knows he has the experts to do the things he can't do well. But this is what he's going to do. This is his objective here at Juve. And I just love where he's going with it. And yes, I know Ali doesn't care. But he's not the one running 100 billions, whatever, how much they're worth. He's not the one running the company, running the checkbooks here, right? So from a business perspective, and let's be honest, there is no football without the money. So you need to make the money. And the best way to make money when you've reached the top of Italy, reached the top echelon within Europe, is obviously go global. I mean, the biggest companies, Apple, Samsung, Starbucks, they all went global, right? They all started locally and built up.
Damn it.
Whatever, call it what you will, but
corporate chills sold out. These hacks,
But Juventus
is
a corporation. It 100% is a corporation. It has multiple teams.
Oh, I absolutely want the Bianconeri Zone. Just to be clear, I want the Bianconeri Zone to be some corporate hacks by the end of this. We'll see. Give us a long.
We're all guilty of it.
Give us 30, 40 years. We'll see what happens. I'll be dead.
Hopefully, I hope so.
You hope I'm dead? Thank you.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, because I'll take your spot and make all the money.
That's fair. That's a good point.
No, I don't wish that
on. Yeah, I think it's definitely I understand the feeling of, like, especially the people that are like Alejandro, who's like born and raised with it, who has it already, like, it's just like in their DNA. You're born with it, your family are fans or whatever. Maybe you don't live in Italy, but you live in Belgium, your family comes from Italy, and you have all that invested. There's a different side to it when you don't live in Europe. I don't live there. I live in, like I said, Louisville, Kentucky. And you know what? It's not It's not uncommon to see, even here, soccer jerseys, shirts. It's becoming more popular. Forever it was nobody cares about soccer. That's a girl's sport kind of thing. That's literally what they thought, because it's all like you play football or basketball, and that's what you play kind of thing. And I was like, okay, all right, Jimbo, and that's what we do. And now more and more, like even here locally, they talk about they have a local team now. They have a local women's team that plays at the highest level for women who win the World Cup kind of stuff. We have players that win the World Cup here in Louisville now, kind of stuff like that. It's starting to build momentum. You're seeing. It's not men, but you've seen the women's, PSG, Manchester United, Milan are all coming here. Oh, not the sex guy. Sex guy got back. Sex guy's going to get in. Sometimes he's just going to get in. Guys, I'll tell you this right now. I don't think it's actually cheaper than
It's not cheaper.
Tinder.
It's more cheap.
It's more cheap. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. More cheap. More cheap than Tinder. There you go. Anyway. Back to what I was saying, though. Dear Lord. When it comes to the brand, it does matter. And I think, let me throw that up there. Haneen had a really good point. Saying, I'm with the branding. I've never seen so many people wearing Juve merchandise more than these last few years in my area since Ronaldo. Haneen, are you comfortable? Oh, you okay, she already said where she is. I was asking. She's in Israel. Okay, Israel. Okay. That's a good way to start. I think I do remember you saying she says here. She lives in Israel. Most everybody's either Barca or Real fans. A few years ago, I never seen anybody wearing Juve kits. Now every few days you see somebody. Yeah, and it's like that here locally. Like here, nobody knew. Besides me, before I became a Juve fan, I didn't know what Juventus was. I knew, people don't like to hear, but Milan is the one that everybody knows because of the Champions League success. Is kind of what it is. Everybody in this area, you're going to know AC Milan. Can't really say I knew Inter that well. It was probably Roma was the name that kind of oddly was more well known, but it's probably just because everybody knows Rome, the city.
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah,
probably helps.
So it helps their brand. But it is a different story. Like here in America, if you go to New York City, places like that, like Toronto, areas of Canada like that. whatever have you. You go to these areas and like for the last few years, because they had Ronaldo, you were seeing people with Ronaldo jerseys everywhere. You were seeing Juve shirts where you don't see it before. I wear mine like whenever I wear mine out, people actually know what Juve is now. Even here in Kentucky, kind of thing. It's little things like that, and I'm a true believer. Like I've written it on the channel. I was talking about Weston McKennie, and I think that's the reason they brought in Weston McKennie. I think he's a solid player. And he's good for the United States men's national team, but I think it's all branding. It's all about trying. I called it a fertile crescent. What I called America the fertile crescent for calcio, soccer, whatever you want to call it, because there's MLS, but nobody's a diehard MLS fan. Like nobody's. There's some, but they're not like they're probably. I bet you they also have a European team. I bet you they do. Most of them do.
Some do.
A lot of guys here's
like I am. Like I'm Juve first, and I.
Who's your local team? Is that Toronto?
Toronto. Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah, I'm actually on the 9th. I'm going to see Lorenzo Insigne.
Oh yeah,
hopefully his first game,
dude. If you, I know you probably can't, but if you get a picture with him and just like put that as ally, I would die a happy man.
Man, I'll see. I mean, there's wild fans. He already had his welcome here a couple days ago, and there's a lot of Italians in the Toronto area. Yeah, but
you all embarrassed yourselves doing that. I saw it. Anyway. But I think there's just so much potential. And to me, you can't tell me that that's not the reason Weston McKennie was purchased. He's a solid player.
That's definitely part of it.
He's definitely useful. But it was just, Juventus had never had an American player in their entire career or their entire history. There have been 5 total, I think, played in Serie A period before him. And now you also have Chelsea potentially looking at Pulisic, which to me, I know a lot of people are, crapping on the idea, and I get it. I as a player, I'm not interested in it. I would be interested for all the outside stuff, especially Pulisic and McKennie at Juve. You can't tell me there wouldn't be massive amounts of growth in Juventus fans if you're looking at brand level coming into it in America.
It's huge. There's 40 million people in America. Mm-hmm. They have some of the largest amounts of disposable income, and they love sports and hot dogs and nachos, and they will just
we live for it. We live for the weekends. Exactly. We live for we live. Give me that giant beer and give me a hot dog. Give me a whatever. Davide was frozen. Okay, there we go. give me some nachos, and I'm good to go. I'll tell you right now, little games we used to have the barbecue nachos, and they were fire, and they don't have it anymore, and it makes me sad. But anyway, but we love sport. I mean, here locally, Louisville, this city is oddly like the biggest sports city in America, where it's like they track. It sounds kind of sad when you say it, but like the amount of like sports that are like consumed by people here locally, and they will literally watch every single, no matter what it is, Louisville's top 3 of any sport, like anything you could throw, I don't know, axe throwing, and they'd watch it, kind of thing. Like people love sports, so the fact that like soccer and stuff like that hasn't been bigger in America is kind of surprising. We're starting to see. I'm not saying America's getting to a European level, but we're starting to see it rise and build toward that.
Sure. Yeah. And there's newer leagues too. Like MLS is obviously the top in North America for US and Canada. Mm-hmm. But the US a few years ago had their I forget what they're calling it now, but basically their second tier league just in America. And Canada now is the Canadian Premier League.
The USL.
That's 3 or 4 years old now.
Yeah,
USL. Mm-hmm. And now we have the CPL in Canada.
Yeah.
And it's not great, admittedly. Like I've watched a couple. There's actually, I'm not from Toronto. I'm from one of the regions just outside of it, and my region has a team, and I'm like, yes, I have my own like sub-city team now. Like,
yeah,
I've got another team to cheer for.
It's fun. Like I said, Louisville City here locally has become like a bigger thing. They've won the USL. They won like 2. They played in the championship game 3 times out of the first 5 years they were in existence, and won 2 of them. And the captain of it, actually, I went to college with at U of L. He played for Louisville, and he's a big Milan fan. So I thought about trying to get him on here and just talk some shit to him whenever Milan plays. I have to try that, do something like that. But anyway, but it is growing, and I think people are undervaluing the importance of that. That's why all the the social issues, whatever your opinions are on those, and we're not going to get into it, people, but the social issues that are out there, all the other stuff that's going on with it. That's why you have Weston McKennie. He's always the guy. He's the guy with the shirt. He has all that on, and it's because they're trying to build something at Juve. You can tell me Ronaldo, oddly enough, Ronaldo hurt because of his indiscretions and issues like that. Juve couldn't come to America, but there's a reason they're doing. Why Juve, Barcelona, Real Madrid, the big clubs go to America to try to showcase stuff because that's where the money is. Like the new money, money.
Or Asia.
Yeah.
In Asia too. Like that's the other huge market.
But that's where new money, new fans can be made. And it's like, some kid can go see Juve, don't even know who they are, and become a Juve fan for this. It happens, this kind of stuff. So it's cool. I definitely think I understand it though. I understand the frustration of like, you're going after players because they're appealing to Americans or appealing to a different demographic, not because they fit what you need in your system. And that is where I could see some issues pop up. But usually the ones that Americans know are going to be like Ronaldo, Pogba, the big names.
I don't think it's Zaniolo in this case. I don't know how much of an American presence he has.
Yeah. No, and I agree. McKinney's enough. No thanks to Pulisic. I agree. I mean, overall I kind of agree with Pulisic, but like, no offense, a couple of years ago, nobody knew. Well, before Juve signed, honestly, before anybody Juve signed Weston McKennie, nobody really knew who Weston McKennie was. He became Weston McKennie because of Juve, and then because of his performance on the U.S. men's national team. But Pulisic was the name, like
he was the
U.S. men's national. That was absolutely. That's the only one. That's the only one I could tell you before.
Megan Rapinoe has a bigger name.
Rapinoe. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know. Rapinoe, Hope Solo, who's over here beating her husbands and stuff like that. I don't know. That's the only one I know. Like that's like we're getting dangerous territory. So there's. I could definitely name more women's soccer players for United States than men's, which is sad. I mean, I could name like the older ones. I could name the old ones like Tim Howard, Landon Donovan, players like that. But like, not currently. I mean, not until like a year ago. Let's say that.
And I can say that with the Canadian team as well, because the Canadian woman just won the Olympics. The men's team, it's their first time since 1986 making a World Cup. I mean, who follows them? I mean, now we got Jonathan David and Alphonso Davies, which is players.
It's just the sport overall is growing, and it was nice to see some of these. It's funny to call U.S. or Canada have-nots, but you know what I mean. like when in the sport, have-nots, have-nots starting to build and starting to like it. And like I said, if you're Juve, if you're Agnelli, if you're Arrivabene, you just see dollar signs when you look west. Yeah, I always suck with directional stuff, east, west, whatever. I always suck at doing that. I was like, when you look west, right? Yeah.
But look, just on the jersey sales, how many Chiellini jerseys are going to be sold now in LA? And
right.
I mean, I'm probably buying an Insigne jersey. I'm going to be way behind in line though, because there's probably already thousands of them sold.
Oh yeah,
because they brought those big players to America, and we love it here.
Yeah, Chiellini in LA. I mean, I'd even consider getting one just because it's cool, kind of thing. I'm not in LA.
Jersey. Yeah, no, it's bad.
Do what?
The jersey, it looks like a golf shirt, or like you work at the drive-through or something.
I thought it was cool. It was like black and gold. I don't know. I thought it was cool. I don't know.
Maybe the colors are fine, but it's like that old man collar, like golf shirt.
Yeah, I hope soccer or calcio, whatever shirts don't go back to the collar. We don't need more collar. Like the closest thing to a collar was the Italian national shirt. That was fine. That little collar.
That was a small. The small collar one that they did.
That's fine, but the big collar, it's not for me. No. I can wear a polo. I can wear a polo. I don't want. Who wants to work out in a polo? Anyway, except for my brother. My brother, who I told him we need to start mass producing this. He has Brooks Brothers polos, and he literally cuts the sleeves off of them. And
man,
it's delightfully white trash, but it's classy white trash. It's Brooks Brothers with a little trash in it. Anyway,
I get.
Let's just see, guys. If you're in here, please hit that like button. If we can get to 60 likes, I'd really appreciate it. Maybe that giveaway will speed up for sure if we get 60 likes right now. Any other comments? Any other things about Arrivabene that he said that really stuck with you? Or anything that you really want to bring up off the top of your head?
We could probably do a whole other episode just on what we didn't cover, to be honest.
It might be better just to table the rest of it till later, because there is it's just you keep scrolling and there's more and more. The stuff about Raiola, about him saying, I told him I was talking about you. He texted, I know. He took it as a compliment. That kind of stuff. It's funny.
And I have a love-hate relationship with Raiola, which I think is kind of common. So that would, you can do like a half-hour segment just on that.
Yeah. Actually, there was a lot to say. Let's just, let's see. Yeah, and even I'm not saying make excuses, but he says the Ronaldo sighting was not fully exploited because of COVID. Yeah, I think I can say that. I don't care. I just said it. We'll see. The Roni. I'm convinced when we first started this channel, they used to flag stuff. I don't think they do it anymore. But because I think I've heard plenty of people say the C word, not that C word. But you know what I mean. Just they used to flag. You used to get flagged, and your videos would get like demonetized if you say, what it actually was called. It was really dumb. So that's why I used to say the pandy and stuff like that instead of saying what it's called. I'm convinced Juve goes beyond every player. 125 years of history are not written by a single player. The team is more important here, and the rules must be respected by everyone. I just like that sentiment, just basically saying, because there were so many Ronaldo fans, and then all the people who just don't know anything about Juve were just saying about how Ronaldo literally was like. They called him a Juve legend. And I was like, he was here for 3 years, and they won, or 2 Scudetti.
He's a legend that played for Juve.
Right? Yeah, it's just...
Switch the words around.
Yeah, exactly. Ahmed says, guys, it might be irrelevant, but I want to change the due date of the monthly membership. I think isn't your due date just like whenever you sign up, it's just a month from there kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's just...
That's handled by Google.
That's set by you, Ahmed. You said it for yourself. I wish there was more I could do to change to help that. It is what it is. We appreciate you guys that are members, though, and everything that you all do to support the channel. All right. You know what? I think we've gone for long enough. It's been like an hour and a half, almost an hour and a half. That's enough for today's show. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in, everybody's watched, everybody liked, everybody shared, all that stuff. Like I said, if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Bell icon, stay notified for all of our latest videos. Davide, anything that you want to share? Any follow you at something? Anything?
Just get into the Discord chat, and that's where you'll find me, because that's the only place I'm active, because it's the only place I care about right now. It's awesome. You guys do it. Road to 3K. Few more subs, guys. Let's get her in.
Let me check actually right now. So you guys, if you're in here and you haven't subscribed, all we ask is you please hit that subscribe button. We are at 2,976, 24 people to go, and then we're at 3K. And we'll see how this goes. So you guys hit that subscribe button. Join now if you haven't already. Dash, we'll try to do a part 2. You can join in. You're just going to have to let me get a word or two in, and then we'll be good. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for the show. Make sure you follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter. And if you're one of the guys who just became or was gifted a membership, became a member, whatever, reach out to myself, reach out to Alejandro at me at Justin Sofro on Twitter, at Alejandro BZ on Twitter, and at Bianconeri Zone. One of those will help get you in. Just do that right now, and definitely send us your information. That'll do it for us. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.